Hello guys, welcome back to this channel. So we are going back now. We have this third part of Michael Jordan mystery chart, because if you have followed the first and second part, if not, then I'm strongly recommended in the description you can find the links. But we are trying to understand how such successful and financially well-off person can have so many afflictions like debilitated planets in Rashi and in Nawamsa, Lagna and fourth lord in the 8th house, very much afflicted Mercury. In the last video, we were trying to provide all this cancellation and nullification of all these doshas or problematic positions in the chart. Whilst in today's video, we will be going now straight to this financial and successful yoga. So the question would be, can astrology provide us any valuable information about the finances and career life, either level or a way of doing things or a timing? And of course it can, if we go step by step methodically from the level of Lordship, the Karakas and to the Arudas. So we will be going through these levels, and if we take one rule, then it may seem like arbitrary. We can say, oh, I also have this yoga, I also have this. But now if we stack all these rules on each other, then this case becomes very rare. And then we can appreciate that, oh yes, this I don't, I have the one condition, two condition, but I don't have 3, 4 and 5. So that is a way of measuring that intensity of Raja Yoga. Now, if you would ask me about the difficulties, then definitely it is challenging to say specific range. Like for example, you could earn this and this money, or you could be famous on this level. This can be quite hard, because as in many shastras it's written, the outcome also depends on the Kaladesha and Patra, which is the time, place and the circumstances. So also the level from which you start, it's also quite important. And there are even shlokas in the Vedic texts that one yoga can give totally different level of success for a person who is starting, let's say, from level -30, and for a person who is starting from level 50, right? So this also needs to be taken into the account. So now, when we will start with this yoga and we will start with the Lordship, then Dana and Raja, this is what we are looking for. Dana is wealth and Raja is career life or success, recognition, influence. You are important, we could say. You are visible, you are having some weight in the social interaction, some respect. This is Raja Yoga. And on the level of Lordship, if 2nd or 11th are connected to the Trikona, because 2nd and 11th are the houses of wealth. So if you will see the Shastras, the Dana Yogas, then often the relationship like 2nd Lord with 9th Lord in the 5th, or 11th Lord with the 9th Lord in the 2nd, such yogas needs to be there, because then we have this touch of fortune, which is 5th and 9th, the Lakshmi sthanas, is related to our savings 2nd and our gains 11th. So this is showing the circumstances. Do you have the allowance of the circumstances? Also, the circumstances are synchronized with your desires and the way of doing things, because you cannot clap with only one hand. Always the internal, your psychological makeup, and this external situation will be somehow synchronized. So both things will be there with the Lordship. The circumstances and also the psychobiological makeup. Now, something which is a little bit more external, because it is the blessing of the Devata and also have to do with our experience, is the Karaka level. And here we said that for employment you need to look for 10th house from the moon. We are talking this in every video. Probably this is most explained rule, and it's interesting because it's not very much practiced. At least on the YouTube astrology scene, you will not find it very often there in the usage. But for the wealth of this caliber, we need to see also fourth from the sun. So see where is your sun and count fourth houses. Take the house and the Lord, if that is debilitated or exalted. Now, this interesting part, the debilitated part is interesting, and this can give also very high wealth. This is based on the many shlokas. One of them is in the Jaimini Upadesha Sutra, which says that planets in Ucha and Nicha, which is exalted and debilitated, are a giver of Shrimant, which is showing some kind of financial status. Also, there are other yogas in the Nadis which say that in the Kali Yuga age, you need to have at least one debilitated planet to attain success. But this debilitated planet must be in the specific places. Like, for example, in the last video, we were talking about the Venus debilitated in the same chart, right? So when that debilitated planet is benefic in the 3rd, 6th or 11th from Arudha Lagna, then it is providing you with success and financial well-being. So that is very important to understand that debilitation is welcome, but must be in some specific place to transform this problem in some part to your advantage. So debilitated or weak planet, or even in the dusthana, doesn't mean that it's always your life. It can mean that the enemy is going there or some condition is going there. So that is the basic philosophy of a Viparit Raja Yoga. When the other parts of life or other people are falling down and you are gaining from it. So that needs to be differentiated to be able to predict properly. The Lordship for the Raja Yoga, we need to see Kendra and Trikona together. Here we have this Lagna Lord, Mercury, 4th Lord is Mercury and Rahu. Don't forget that Rahu is also lording Virgo. We have 10th Lord Ketu. They are all connected to Saturn, 9th Lord. So there is connection, Kendra Kona, this is the Raja Yoga. Now many people will have some form of Raja Yoga. So you need to remember these planets and then see how they are contributing to the whole thing. And you also need to other levels like we did. 4th from Sun was also related to debilitation, and 11 from Arudha Lagna is also showing the same. So we have many open doors, many votes for success and financial well-being. Now I have 9 minutes on my card left. Let me see how much we can do. Probably this could influence the speed of speech. So 8th house, the Raja Yoga is in 8th house. This can show short period. And the main essence of the success was in 2 Antardashas only. But because we have discussion, Jupiter and Venus, and the Graha Malika Yoga, this expanded. This was unpacked into the more Antardashas, so the person is successful and famous for the whole life. Because of the Meta Yogas, right? The one yoga is within that Graha Malika Yoga, which is ending with that beautiful Jupiter and Sun. And we said that this yoga is dominating the whole chart. 9th house in the Nawamsa is for recognition. And we have seen that Rashi Dasha was of Leo. Lord of Leo is in the 9th house in the Nawamsa. So at the time when person got the biggest recognition, the dasha of recognition was going on. Have the nice cosmic alignment. Then for fame, Moon, Jupiter on the Lagna or on the Arudha Lagna, and Lagna connected to Arudha Lagna. Lagna Lord Mercury is with the Arudha Lagna Lord Rahu and Saturn together, Drishti and conjunction. And also we have Moon in the Dashamsa Lagna and Jupiter on the Arudha Lagna. So what more do you want? There is connection, and not 1 but 3 yogas are present. One in the Varga related to from where the fame is coming from, which is the career life. The time when the championships, the 4 championships happened was in the Kshema Dasha. We need to use the Kshema Dasha of Rahu Saturn and Rahu Mercury. And they are beautifully in the Dashamsa on the Trikona 1, 5th and 10th. Very important time in the Dashamsa. It is showing the activation of the important points, and we also see that the description of the career life is also there. The Mercury Mars yoga. Here the Mercury is in the very strategic position, which is giving that possibility to do karma related to sports. What I have also found interesting is that in the standard Vimshotri, here we can use the standard Vimshotri because this person is very much working within that public sphere, right? So the moon dominated timing system. The karmic watches now can be calibrated to the standard clock, the moon Vimshotri, for this person because he is popular, and all of these decisions of the world will very much influence also his life. And then we can see that the spirit of success was involving the 7th house. 7th house is also not only relationship but also the war, winning contest. It's a Maraka to the 6th. So the enemy is dying in the 7th house is where you are winning. And what is interesting, the Venus Mahadasha was in the 7th in Rashi and 7th in the Dashamsa. So there's a special chart for court cases where we are looking for those houses who will win. But here we can take this also as some kind of interesting thing that in the time when he was winning the contest, winning the sports, winning the matches, getting the NBA championship 4 times, it was all in the Venus Mahadasha in the house when the enemy is at least having some trouble. Of course, someone can say, oh, Rafal, you can justify this, it's already there, it's not predicting, it's just saying what we already know. That's true, but at least we are not agreeing to that voices on the forum, which was saying that this chart doesn't have sense, right? Maybe there are other options for career life. Maybe we could have different prognostication when it comes to level of success when that person would come to our consultation. Maybe there will be other timing, but what was happening is visible in the chart. The yogas for fame are there, the yogas for success is there, the description of career life, and the timing, the dashas of those good events and also those challenging or bad events, those tragedies. The family tragedy is very much visible in Rashi and in the Dvadashamsa, and also the championships make sense if we use the proper dasha, Kshema Vimshotri. So that will conclude this session. I hope you found this interesting and informative. Let me write in the comments what do you think about this chart. Does it make sense for you, or would you add something else which would make it even more clear using the Jyotish rules? So thanks a lot for going through this series, and I hope you found something for you in this. If you found this useful, then please don't forget to hit that thumbs up. Subscribe for more, for one-on-one consultation with me when we discuss your Rashi, Nawamsa, Dashamsa, remedies, the Varga charts, all the yogas in your chart. Please hit me up with this email here. And if you are still hungry for more, then please consider watching this one here.